In 1865, a young Irishman named Felix Donnelly arrived at Ellis Island in New York Harbor. Felix, who was then 25 years of age, was the son of Thomas Donnelly and Mary Morgan, and had come from the Armagh region. There, he had worked as a laborer in his teens. He became an officer in the Irish constabulary in 1860 and served for about 5 years before leaving Ireland. Felix had found full-time employment by 1866 as a car driver, which at that time was mostly livery coaches as shown in the photo. He stayed in public transportation for 40 years. In the July 1870 census, Felix is listed as head of household. Also listed as family members were his 22-year-old wife, Mary E. Kelly, their first child, Rebecca, 6 months old, and his mother, Mary E. Morgan Donnelly, who was 62 at that time. By 1875, while Mary M. had passed, the little family had expanded and included daughters Rebecca, Rachel, and Mary. Streetcars had now become a familiar sight, replacing the coaches used just 5 years before, and electrification was on the way. The family continued to grow despite some tragic infant losses. By 1891, it included 5 daughters, Rebecca, Rachel, Mary, Susan, and Helen, and 3 sons, Paul, Morgan, and Emmett. Felix retired after 44 years after a successful career with the BMT Brooklyn Rapid Transit, what is today the D division of the NY subway lines. He was a well-known and respected conductor. Here is a newspaper article about his career and his retirement. Felix passed on in 1921. The next generation. Paul became an attorney, serving with distinction as clerk of the family court in Brooklyn. Morgan was a schoolteacher, but also earned a law degree, and eventually served in several political capacities. Emmett was a fireman, and was sadly killed on the job in a deadly fire at the home of a famous actress. Rachel was a seamstress. Sue became a schoolteacher. Mary and Agatha both became nuns, with Mary becoming Mother Superior at a convent. Paul married Mary Grant aka Minnie, and they had 4 children, Anne, Miriam, Paul Jr., and Kathy. Morgan married his law partner Mabel Rhodes, and they had 1 son, Frank. Emmett had a son, Emmett Jr.